The Galaxy S22 Ultra is here and it's already been almost a week of us using it, so in this video I want to focus on the one thing I have been doing this past week, and that is testing the battery life against these four guys here: the S21 Ultra, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, Google Pixel 6 Pro and the OnePlus 10 Pro. And if you've watched our previous battery tests, you already know the drill. We have two separate tests. One is web browsing with a script running the same set of web pages and scrolling them around at the exact same pace on all the phones. And the other one is just playing back YouTube videos. So as we speak, you can see that we have fully charged up all 5 phones at 100%, and as we are setting them up for our first battery test, here is a quick look at the battery sizes. So the S22 Ultra comes with a 5000 mAh battery. I just love that Samsung managed to include an S Pen with it and still keep the same battery size as last year's S21 Ultra. Then we have the iPhone 13 Pro Max with a 4350 mAh battery, which is significantly smaller than all the rest, nearly 15% less than the rest. And then the Pixel 6 Pro has a 5000 mAh battery, and so does the OnePlus. Now honestly, one of the best things in the flagship space recently is having these larger 5000 mAh batteries becoming the de facto standard. It means slightly heavier phones, yes, but hopefully really good battery life as well. And speaking of good battery life, a quick disclaimer. The video you're seeing right now, the phone's running the battery test, is not the actual test run, which runs for a super long time, and we actually run it a couple of times behind the scenes to ensure the results are correct. Here you just see a placeholder run and the double-checked results. So our web browsing test is the lightest one that we have for very casual use. So let's press that fast forward button until we see the first phone tap out, and that is the OnePlus 10 Pro. It has lasted exactly 12 hours and 32 minutes, which is just fine, but not quite amazing. So fast forward again until we get another black screen. So the next phone to die here is the Google Pixel 6 Pro with 13 hours and 13 minutes. By the way, we run this test at the 120Hz mode. You can eke out a bit more battery life if you use these phones at 60Hz, but if you buy a flagship, you probably want it to look extra smooth and just feel flagship-like, right? So probably you want to keep that 120Hz. Okay, as we talk, one more phone bites the dust, and that is the S22 Ultra. Samsung's new flagship scores 13 hours and 17 minutes, just a bit more than the Pixel 6 Pro, and unfortunately it lasts less than its predecessor, the S21 Ultra, which is still going strong. And at this point we have two phones battling it out, the Galaxy and the iPhone. So which one is it going to be? Well, fast forward and the S21 Ultra taps out first at 14 hours and 43 minutes. That's nearly an hour and a half more than the newer S22 Ultra. And we have the Exynos model of both devices, by the way. Anyway, we have to let the winner run for a while, and a while more, and a really long while more, until it finally also gets the black screen of death at the amazing 18 hours and 52 minutes, the longest any flagship has scored on our browsing test. Good job to Apple for making such a battery beast with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And that concludes our first web browsing test. So here you can check out the results once again in this chart. And this is a good moment to mention that you can see the results of many other phones that we also test using the same method over at our website, PhoneArena.com. We'll leave a link to our battery charts in the description to this video. But now let's move on to our second test. And here again we have all phones lined up at 100% full battery charge and ready to play YouTube videos until they are completely drained. So we kick this off and they all play back videos at the same time like little robots. And once again we show you a placeholder video here, not the actual test run, which can run for more than 10 hours straight. Anyway, as YouTube videos play and batteries get drained, we press the fast forward button until we have the first black screen, and that is unfortunately the brand new S22 Ultra. Now that is a bit of a surprise. The phone scores 7 hours and 27 minutes on this test, which is not bad, but it's far from great either. So we flip it over and fast forward again, and all the other phones keep on going for quite a while longer. So the S21 Ultra actually taps out next, but with a much better score of 8 hours and 52 minutes. We have to fast forward again and stop right here The black screen appears next on the Google Pixel 6 Pro at 9 hours and 10 minutes. So at this point, the OnePlus 10 Pro and the iPhone battle it out, and it's weird how on our browsing test, the OnePlus was underperforming, but here it's going pretty strong. So drumroll, which one will it be? And it's the iPhone that taps out first here. Wow. So the iPhone lasted exactly 10 hours and 23 minutes, which is a super solid showing, but it is the OnePlus 10 Pro that keeps on playing those YouTube vids, and finally it taps out at 10 hours and 47 minutes, winning this round. And alright, this is a really impressive score by the OnePlus phone on the YouTube test. And here is a quick recap of the YouTube round and a chart. You can pause the video here if you want to compare the results in detail, and again go to our website to see the result for many other phones. Okay, so it's time for some conclusions, and honestly we were a bit surprised with the same size battery on the S22 Ultra, new vapor cooling technology, newer processor, newer screen technology. We expected the S22 Ultra to outlast last year's S21 Ultra, but in both of our tests it was behind it actually. And by the way, we also documented a full day of using the S22 Ultra and also noticed the battery draining way quicker than expected, so that's a bit concerning. It's hard to say why that is happening, and we'll keep on digging. And we have also ordered the Snapdragon version of the S22 Ultra, and we will compare it with the Exynos model that we have tested in this video. Traditionally the Snapdragon one gets longer battery life, so stay tuned to see if that's the case this year as well. So at the end of the day, the iPhone 13 Pro Max remains the battery king when it comes to big phones, while on the Android side, the older S21 Ultra remains quite the solid performer that we recommend if you want a phone with a solid battery life. So anyway, that's been it for this video. Let me know if you have any theories as to why the newer Galaxy S22 Ultra actually lasts a bit less than the S21 Ultra, and let me know how important is battery life when you choose a flagship, or will the faster charging that you have on the S22 Ultra mitigate that a bit? The comment section is open, and yeah, thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. My name is Vic, this is PhoneArena, and I'll see y'all in the next one.